I just knew that I couldn't keep doing this and probably keep my family together. I think we kind of both came from like a split family growing up, and I was just like, I do not want that. You know, doing 50, 60-hour weeks, like I knew I just wouldn't have that time to spend with my daughter and still be there to like support my wife.
So, just to kick it off, could you just briefly introduce yourselves, explain what your business is, trade, type of work, size of team?
Yeah, so I'm Che. This is my brother Jai. We have an industrial abseiling business based on the Gold Coast. We do a lot of like cleaning, facade repairs, and height safety system installs. We've got a team of 18 people on the tools, and then 5 in the office. Me, Jai as the sales manager. We've got an ops manager, an estimator, and office manager.
Love it. Cool. Hey, let's go back and talk about what life was like before you joined $1 Million Tradie.
Yeah, it was pretty stressful, to be honest. I think we joined in June last year. My wife was literally just about to have a baby, and she still gives me shit about it today. What the f*** are you doing joining something when you're meant to have 6 weeks off? You've got more work to do now. I think we're probably a little bit different than probably other businesses that join. We just had like our best revenue year and best profit year. Now it wasn't like super great, but it wasn't like terrible either. But I was doing like 50, 60-hour weeks to make that happen.
Yeah.
Jai had just started in the role as sales manager and was just kind of like finding his feet. We had literally no pricing targets, no system to like price jobs properly. It was a lot of guessing, to be honest.
What was the headspace like at that time with new baby on the way, lots of hours happening?
I just knew that I couldn't keep doing this and probably keep my family together.
Yeah.
Like, I think we kind of both came from like a split family growing up, and I was just like, I do not want that.
Yeah. Is that sitting on your mind?
At that time, yeah, for sure. Because, you know, doing 50, 60-hour weeks, like I knew I just wouldn't have that time to spend with my daughter and still be there to like support my wife.
Sure, yeah, definitely. And so you said you were coming off record revenue, record profit months. Could you give us an indicator of like where it was, and then we can talk to where it's come to now?
Yeah, for sure. So we were doing, I think, about 2.8 mil.
Yeah.
And profit was around 220K.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. And what were your roles before you've made all of these changes?
So still very similar. I'm kind of more like GM.
Yeah.
And yeah, Jared just started doing the sales stuff before we joined.
Cool, nice. Well, let's fast forward then. Talk to us about the biggest changes that you've made since joining.
So there's quite a few, to be honest.
I got the list here too, man.
Yeah. And I think just doing this process, like looking back on it, you're like, we've actually done quite a bit. So I'll try to be pretty quick to get through them. I think first of all, just setting up like default diary. Like it's not perfect and I'm not perfect with it, but when things get stressful, I can just revert back to that. I really try to do something hard to start the day, whether that's going to the gym if I don't have time to go to the gym, like having a cold shower, because it just gives you that mental clarity and that small little win of like, I really don't want to do this, but I'm just going to do it anyway.
So good. How does that shift the rest of the day? You said mental clarity. What's the difference between whether you're having cold shower or gymming or not doing that? How do you show up differently?
I think it just gets you more focused and you can keep working on those big rocks. Like saying now, I'll start my day at like 3:30, 4 o'clock, get into the office before anyone's there. So I've got like that chunk of time to work on the business before everyone starts coming to me with fires and issues and stuff. I've found that's really, really helped. I think also did the task analysis for like everyone in the office and also like all the different tasks that we needed to do well. Jaya at the time was doing the best out of all of us. He had the least amount of tasks to do. My ops manager probably had double that, and some of his tasks were all right. A lot of them weren't that great. And then I had probably double the ops manager, and they were pretty much all you know, like we were really tight in the office. Like just didn't have anywhere near enough support.
Could you explain the task analysis for everyone listening?
Yeah, so what I did is just use the little sheet. I looked at everything I needed to do in the day and everything that I actually wanted to do. And I could see that all the little things that I was actually doing were just meaningless tasks, and I wasn't able to do any of the things that I actually wanted to do.
Yeah, so you're filling your time up with sand.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool. Nice. And so just looking at that and seeing what was going on enabled you to make some decisions to change it?
100%. I think also using like the growth calculator to see like what actually overhead hires we needed.
Yeah.
That was just such a weight off my shoulders. I could see almost instantly we've got a big problem here, and this is the solution. I think particularly at the beginning, I just thought, you know, we need to be better, like more efficient, but looking at all the different jobs, that even if you're the most efficient person in the world, you're never going to get them all done.
Yeah, you're just at that ceiling of complexity, right?
Yeah.
You physically cannot do anything else. So what did you do with that once you did the calculations, you figured it out? Where'd you go?
So I started looking, I actually moved my ops manager into pricing because we just couldn't price enough work. Like between me and him, we were already kind of pricing 500K to $1 million worth of work per month, but it just wasn't allowing us to do any of the other jobs. So my wife was doing the admin role, but as she was leading up to her pregnancy, she kind of started stepping further and further away.
Yeah.
So first hire was the office admin, and straight away, like our debtors went down, you know, we just had better cash flow, everything started to work a bit smoother.
Hey, anybody here not have an office admin in your business right now? You hear what he just said?
It's literally a game changer. If you don't have it, you need it right now.
You do, yeah.
Then we hired an ops manager, and revenue-wise, like it really did help, and it took a load off. Unfortunately, we didn't hire the right person, and there were some issues there, but long story short, I've got a new one starting when I get back, and even though they weren't the best at the job, I could see straight away how much better the business was running.
Great, nice. And you put your ops into the estimator role. There's something you wrote down around the result of getting the estimator that I really like.
Yeah.
You should share that.
So literally as soon as we did that, our monthly revenue increased in between 100 to 150K per month.
As soon as you got your ops into the estimator
Yeah.
role. So more pricing capacity straight
Yeah.
away just blasted your revenue.
Yeah, yeah.
And profit followed?
Yes, it did.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Such a great lift.
Yeah.
Immediately paid back, right?
100%. And, you know, I think I was straight away, I'm like, how many estimators can I get?
Love it.
Yeah.
Awesome. What else you got, man?
So we back cost every job now. It's still very manual, but we just get it done. I think we have like a dashboard set up, so we've got like different service types, and we can see on a per month basis what we're doing for those service types, and then also like a year overview, and we can see when we make changes how like the different GP per hours affected on those services, and it's been literally game changer.
So you've broken all your jobs down by different types of categories of work.
Yep.
And you can see on this dashboard, how has it shifted your margins by just going and looking at the stuff and then using that information to make decisions around pricing and efficiencies and things?
Yeah, look, literally one of the first things we did was I think we have like 180 jobs that we do on a recurring basis. We went up the price by 20% on all those jobs, and I think we lost about 6. And to be honest, all those clients, like, happy they're gone.
Nice. Good stuff.
Yeah. So, and then just like on our kind of one-off work, we've increased it anywhere from 25 to 40%.
Cool, man. Awesome change. Love that.
So now we're able, because we've done the back costing, we're able to focus on what's our most profitable work. And yeah, we're literally just trying to quote as much of that work as we can. Got a really good understanding of what our overheads are and overhead recovery rate, so that allows us to like actually have proper pricing targets now. We've moved to accruals-based accounting and do like WIP or work in progress. Once again, game changer. I can look at the P&L and the balance sheet every week, or at least every month, and get a really clear idea of where we are.
What does that enable you to do? So could you explain work in progress just so everyone knows?
Yep.
And then just explain to us that like you've got clear information coming out of your profit and loss and your balance sheet, you know what's going on. How does that help you run your business more effectively?
Well, I think like, because some of our projects are really quite big, it's easy to look at your profit and loss on a cash basis and the month looks because you've done like so much work that you haven't actually been able to invoice yet.
Yeah.
So just being able to see, okay, yeah, we might not have invoiced that much work, but this is how much work we've actually completed. Yeah, you get like a steadier kind of P&L.
Steady P&L. So has anybody ever looked at their Fathom report and you see the GP margin line going like this, bit of the shark tooth thing going on? So measuring your WIP and actually adjusting for it, you get that actually where am I sitting, and then you can start making better decisions around how to improve your margins, right?
Yeah.
Nice.
Exactly.
Awesome.
We've got a hiring system now, thanks to PT. Like, it's changed drastically. Interviews are still going for a long time, but we've got a system and we get more A players. Every role has a job description. We've got KPIs, KPAs, and we've got checklists for every role in the office. We've got a business plan and we know clearly where we're heading. We have weekly management meetings. Every team member in the office has to present their stats. We've got 3 different kind of lumpy mail campaigns going at the moment, which has been really, really good. We've started tendering for height safety systems because from the back costing, we know that's our most profitable work. So we're just going at that literally as hard as we can.
I've got a question for you. Hey, you guys, are you sitting here going, holy shit, in between June last year and this year in July, he's got this gigantic stack of changes that we've already gone through. Is anybody going like, whoa, how did he do that? Lots of nods. What's been the thing for you that's really helped you just crack through all of this stuff and be able to change your business in such a meaningful way?
Honestly, you guys, I think, yeah, like I'm showing up, doing the thing.
Don't underplay that, by the way. Like sometimes it's really hard to show up. Does anybody actually find it quite hard to show up? Show of hands. Like it can be hard, right? Because there's fires that happen. And sometimes something might feel really hard, and so it might be easy to walk away from that, especially the really important but not urgent stuff.
100%.
So I'm keen to hear from you, man. Like, what do you do to make sure that you show up all the time?
I think it's just going back to that default diary. And for me, it's getting into work early, having like a plan of like what I need to do that week, and just making sure that I'm spending that first hour, hour and a half doing that.
So good.
Yeah.
Seriously, so good. It's simple,
Yeah.
but as long as you've got that system and you go back and you look at it and you check yourself on your calendar and then you just commit to showing up, like, you've made a world of change, man. It's amazing.
I think the other thing is, like, it's not like me doing everything. Like, I can't do everything. Being able to have a vision, communicate that to the team and get buy-in and get them helping you do it is, like, massive. And the only way you can do that is if you're investing in overheads and you've got a team around you that can help do it.
Huge. Hey, can we talk to the results of the changes? So, like, what have these meant for you, the business, obviously Jai as well, family?
Over last year, our revenue has gone up roughly like 18%, but profitability, now the numbers are a little bit skewed because of a meeting I had with my accountant at the end of June, but basically we had like a 200% improvement in profitability.
Yee-hee! That's huge.
Yeah.
Love it. Yes. Good
Cheers,
stuff,
mate.
man. Hey, seriously, like when you listed all of those changes, it actually doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
It's a massive shift. Sorry, carry on.
We were stuck at that 250K for ages. Now we're kind of doing like 350 to 400 per month. And like we had 1 month that was like 500K. I think we're both, and my wife are now actually taking like a decent wage from the business. I just get to leave at 2:30 each day. I get that kind of 3 to 4 hours with my daughter every day, which is awesome. I think throughout, one of the things we did is this time last year, we really started to try to focus on getting work that we could do over the Christmas period, because we always thought that our work was super seasonal. And through that, we were able to get this, which was our biggest contract ever, a $550,000 job. And there was some pretty cool things about it. One, it was the first government tender we've ever quoted on. I think I had 4 days to quote it, and I literally spent those 4 days doing it. But through like the back costing and all the lessons that we had learned, it made it like quite a bit easier. We started that in December 16th. Normally when we'd be shutting up shop.
Yeah.
There was definitely teething issues at the start, but that job ran December, January, February, which are all our quietest months. I actually back costed the job midway through and it was going okay, but it wasn't great. I ended up going out to site, speaking with the supervisor, and figuring out that if we spent an extra 10K on like equipment that we would only use for that job and got another 4 people, we would get an extra 80K net profit from that job.
Huge.
Yeah.
Nice. Hey, there's something quite special in what you just talked about, aside from the last thing that you said, was you had a thought, like a belief that your business was really seasonal, and you went out in search of like fixing that problem and shifting that thought pattern altogether. One, how did you decide to do that? And then how did you go through the process of exploring what you could do to be able to make sure that your quieter season was actually really strong?
So I think, first of all, just changing that belief, like being in the Q&As, hearing what other people were doing, just thinking about it, like, yeah, okay, just because we're going to shut over that time normally, there is work, like whether it's at universities, schools, there's people that want work done during that time that might not be your normal client or like your normal service type, and you just need to get creative, think outside the box.
Awesome, man. Well done. Seriously. Love to dive into mindset a bit more. So what are the mindset changes that you've had to make to be able to, one, get all of the things that you've done in your business done? You've talked about a lot of cool stuff, and get the results that you've been able to get.
First one, actually stole this from a book, but it's called Who Not How. So it really is like about getting the right people around you, because you can't do like everything in the business. You might think that you're the best, and even if you were the best at every single thing, you've only got so much time in a day, and you need to get that team around you to really have good results.
Nice. What else?
Always be marketing, always be selling, always be hiring. I think hiring is probably one of the most important things in the business that gets overlooked a little bit. If you've got, those right people in the right roles, they align with your company values, and we're all rowing in the same direction, we can achieve some pretty cool stuff.
100%.
It's worth paying more for A players. Like, I think sometimes we can get caught up on what the wage is, but those people, if you get the right people, are going to make you a lot more money than what they're costing you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Overheads are investment. You have to invest before you can collect the return.
Say it again.
You have to invest before you collect the return. We're worth a lot more than what we were charging. That was like a really big thing for me. I think I'd just seen what other people were charging and then basing our pricing kind of on that. Where like, for us now, it's like the price is the price. If you want to work with us, that's the cost. And, we don't need to work with everyone. We don't need to win every job, and that's totally fine. It's actually good because it gives us choice. Upselling and sales is good customer services. I think anything that happens can be good or bad. It's just depends on what your perspective is and how you decide to respond.
Yeah, that's the win or learn principle, right?
Yeah.
When something doesn't go your way, look at the opportunity for improvement in the future, right?
100%.
Massive.
Your work is only seasonal if you believe it is. There's always opportunities and always like work around throughout the year. You just need to think outside the box. And if you're not willing to do that, like your competition is, and they're going to get that work. If you want to fast track your success, get outside help from someone who knows the path that you're trying to walk and has helped other people get there.
Nice.
And probably last thing is, I just can't thank PT and like the whole community enough. It's like, the coaches and coming to these events are good, but also rocking up to the Q&As, having those conversations with people, it's just like game changer.
Massive. Love it. Hey, we've got an opportunity to ask some questions to Che and Jai. So if you want to ask, guys, like, please jump up to the mic. There's some ripper stuff in there.
Just going back to working over Christmas, did you have issues with staff not wanting to work?
We had a little bit, but we had people that did as well. So like for that kind of 2 weeks, we didn't have a full team there, but it meant that as soon as the full team was back, they had work for January and February. So I think we've also got like quite a few English people that work for us, and they don't have family here. So for them, unless they're going traveling, they would prefer to be working. I think it's just having that chat with the team, because it's really easy to assume that everyone wants the time off, but it's not always the case. They might have a wedding or something that they want to go to in a few months' time, and they'd prefer to take the time off then.
My question is, it's about how you've changed kind of key roles in your business to different roles. So you had an ops manager, and then they moved into an estimator role.
Yep.
How did those transition go with those people? Because I find, I guess, not everyone's suited to change roles.
Yeah, 100%. Like, look, my ops manager got us to where we were, but I could see that he wasn't the person to get us to that next step. And we need an estimator. He was already doing estimating, and he was a gun at it. So it was pretty easy for me to have that conversation with him, because we were both getting burnt out, like, to be honest. And I just had an honest conversation with him, like, look, it's not because you're shit at ops, even though it had gotten to the stage where he couldn't take it to that next level, but just selling it like you're going to get more enjoyment from this role because you're going to be able to win here.
Hey, let's all stand up and give Che and Jai a big, massive standing ovation. Round of applause, eh? Nice one, legend.
Thanks.